Hello everybody and welcome back. Sorry about the little delay there. Little bit of a mute mic problem. Thank you all for joining me. Big welcome back to all the subscribers, viewers and all the new viewers. Lovely to see you. So, today thought I'd do some blasting, a little bit more of a progress report on the mine. As you can see, I got that hopper built, got this area cleared, had a little bit of fun. So yeah, it's explosives time. So, having to remember what I'm doing there. I've been jumping around between games and was pressing the wrong key. So, not useful, but at the same time, a little bit of fun. Freshened me up for the gaming, you know. So yeah, laying explosives. One, by the explosives in the shop, which can be found by pressing P. Under equipment, explosives. Pretty obvious, right? Likewise, under equipment is the detonator, which is also necessary. So, let's find some ground that I haven't blown the smeg out of. And yes, I just used the word smeg. I am a Red Dwarf fan, everybody. So, big shout out to the boys from the Dwarf. Ha ha ha. Let's have a look-see. So all of this has been blasted below me. This is the start. You can see the difference there between the line above of pay dirt and the line of stone. And as you can see on a hillside, you get a lot of pay dirt before you get down here. This was my error. I thought that the rock would be more exposed. I was wrong. So, I want to blow this wall up and turn it into this sort of whiter material of rock. It's blasted rock that you can see there. Blasted rock. Love the term. So yeah, I'm where it's taller, I'm going to lay a couple of charges, obviously. Might put one in up there too. Because I want to go a bit down into the ground with these charges as well, really, in an ideal world. So, bear in mind when using explosives, they do destroy material and turn it into dirt. So pay dirt will be turned into dirt, coal will be turned into dirt. There's a few things that get turned into dirt by explosives. I don't know if gravel gets turned into dirt. We're about to find out. So we'll lay a bit down in there, lay another one up there. This is always fun. Yes, lots of fun. Been indulging my electronics engineer side recently, so a big shout out to bigclive.com. Recommend it. Good laugh. Nice northern boy. Very politely spoken. My kind of electronics engineer. Doesn't mind blowing things up. Much more fun than all of this whole science and manufacturing, you got to do it properly. No, let's just wire some stuff together and make it explode. Good times. So, okay. Got the detonator in my hand. Gonna take a step back from this a little. You know, you're always meant to achieve a safe distance and that kind of thing and go to cover. Well, this can't be described as cover, but it will give us a nice viewpoint for blowing this wall out. So here we go. Hope that wasn't too loud. I've been playing with sound settings, so apologies if that was loud. It's more to do with the mic and that kind of thing. Oh, I collapsed some of that down. It actually blew it out the wall, which is interesting. So yeah, you get different effects. If you put it on something that's vertical or an overhang, you tend to blow it down. Whereas if it's on the level, it just tends to make a spread out sort of piece of damage. So, depending on what you want to do with it, depends on what you do. You can see the mud on the floor by my front wheels there. That was from the last load of blasting that converted stuff to mud. But it was only pay dirt, so there might have been some coal involved. But due to the fact that the increase in cash that I have recently suffered of around a mil was all coal, yeah, there's plenty of it out there. I really wouldn't worry about demolishing coal, by the way. So we'll just take some material out of this wall. So yeah, what have I been up to today? It's been a rather nice day. Friends of mine have been out for a walk, had a good giggle. I didn't go walking. I've been staying in, messing around, and last week was very busy, so I've been taking it kind of easy, trying to restore my chi. And to do so, I decided to play some Kerbal Space Program, which I haven't played in a long time, and been really disappointed by the way that they've launched Kerbal Space Program 2, which kind of annoyed me, because I was looking forward to that one. I thought, oh, it'll be like a finished version of Kerbal Space Program 1, and then we'll be introducing multiplayer. I was wrong. They're basically rebuilding the entire game, which I can understand that from certain perspectives, because the game wasn't necessarily well optimized and a few other things. So I went back today and I played some original Kerbal, and I take back what I thought about not that optimized. It's actually really smooth and nice, and I really enjoyed myself. Made a little video which you can see on my channel. Unfortunately, it has no voiceover. But that might be fortunate, because it means that you can't hear me swearing about not being able to remember controls. Oh my god, I haven't done the maths in so long, and a few other things. But there'll be more coming from Kerbal Space Program if it proves popular. So if you are a space sort of person who's watching The Out of War and you'd like to see something, let me know in the comments. So yeah, back to the subject of Out of War. It's coming, people. It looks like the preliminary date for a drop for an update for the public is the 15th of May, but I heartily suspect that those of us that do a little bit of work on the side for free as volunteers in testing will be getting it maybe a couple of weeks early, not sure, but it's currently being tested in-house, whatever that means. So yeah, could be entertaining. So yeah, coming in here, you can see where the explosives have left it all sort of higgledy-piggledy on this rock face, and I don't really like that. It's just untidy. So I need to tidy that up. And also the shadowing effects of the sun moving really seem to load up the GPU. You know, the graphics card. I can hear the fans on mine starting to turn faster already, and I've not been playing 10 minutes. Having played a bit of another game, I've realised how much Out of War is actually loading my system. So it'll be nice when the devs manage to optimize it a little and taken some of the load off the graphics processor, because that'd be nice. The ability to lock the weather and time of day in one place more easily would be kind of good. Let's just check that I have got the weather. There we go, clear sky again. Right. That was one of the reasons why I could hear my graphics card firing up, because yeah, the weather changes take it out of it. Something going on there. This is probably going to make a load of mud, but heck, what the heck. Probably should put, as I'm using explosives, I should probably swap one of these tools out. Which tool don't I use that much? That one. Put the detonator in there. Safe distance, my socks. And my socks are not that good. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the multiplayer Out of War. That's going to really change up the game. So yeah, kind of getting hyped for that in a small way. Not holding my breath, of course, because this is a preliminary release of a single-player game that is switching to multiplayer. The entire game's dirt is being rewritten and a few other things. So, I suspect there may be teething troubles going to happen, people. As Split in Two would put it, don't get butt hurt, I think was the polite term he put it, if you don't get your way with modifications and testing of the game. Not sure what that meant, but yeah, just so you all know, Split in Two is involved in the testing of this game. We all know that he tested a lot of Gold Rush. I'm just hoping he's not trying to turn Out of War into Gold Rush 2nd. Incidentally, Gold Rush changed its name to Gold Mining Simulator, and they say they're going to be doing loads of stuff to it. I've heard that before. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I'm having a bit of a rant. I'm on a mad one. Yeah. So yeah, doing this digging and stuff is kind of enjoyable. I've been soothing and giving myself some therapy, just cleaning all of this out, really. I think I need therapy. Most people would think I needed the couch, but since the people who think I need the couch are people who I consider slightly retarded, I'm not going to worry about that. Besides, variety's the spice of life, and I'm not like everybody else, which means I'm part of the spice of life, right? A little bit tangy, a little bit zingy. Not everybody likes me. Sometimes I go out of my way to say things that really annoy people just because, like, if I offended you, you probably needed it. Because I'm not actually that hard to live with. I mean, geez. You want to protest about anything? Go ahead and protest, I don't mind. Just don't disturb other people's lives in a deliberate fashion doing it. It's one thing to stand on the roadside with a banner, it's quite another to stand in the road and create yourself as a hazard. One is bringing awareness to the problem. In the second case, you are forcing awareness. And forcing people to do something they don't want to do is the quickest way to get hated. Likewise, supporting terrorist organisations in public in a country that suffered a massive campaign of terrorism. I don't know how everybody feels about this, and it's a little bit political, but the support for a certain Middle Eastern regime that is rated by the British government as a terrorist organisation, by supporting that, those people are putting themselves in the same position as the American Irish during the 70s and 80s, who supported a programme called NORAID, which gave its money to the IRA to bomb people in the UK. So, if you support a terrorist organisation, bear in mind that there's a load of us who actually remember that still, and we're kind of pissy about the idea. But hey, gripes of the locals. At least it looks like, you know, there's not going to be another war in the Middle East and a fuel shortage like there was when I was a very young child. I remember those days. They weren't very fun. Don't really want to see them coming back, people, so hopefully they'll all sort it out and it'll all calm down. The energy crisis side of things may not be so bad this time round, though. That's one thing Out of Ore needs to simulate, is energy. I've got all of this machinery running. Yeah, I bought that background pretty easily. Yeah, I've got all this machinery running, and there is no overhead for running machinery from what I can see at the moment. So we've got no sort of realistic business model in the game. The economy is basically sort of stuffed. So that needs a bit of work. Some objective-based gameplay would be good, and I'm not talking about like the missions that are already in it. They are good. But this map, for instance, we need the ability to put in some bigger final processing buildings, such as currently you can separate things into several categories, but you can't separate by individual items. But a precious metals refinery, a power station for the coal, and a cement works for the gravel would be kind of cool, because gravel and coal end up in the same box, and cement works will require energy, so there's the coal. And the gravel, well, that's what gets turned into cement, obviously. And it'd be nice if it produced, you know, a certain amount of, I don't know, pallets of cement or something that you could pick up with a truck and take back to your base and use for manufacturing or something. That'd be kind of cool. There's a few ways I'd like to see the game go. If you've got any ideas how you'd like to see Out of Ore going, like the way the game is going, do please leave them in the comments, because I can take them forward to the dev, and it'll be useful. It would feedback improves things. Without feedback, you do not have any way of gauging your own performance against other people's thoughts, and this is highly important when you're producing stuff for people. I'm a manufacturing engineer, and I fitted carpets in people's houses for the last 20 years. So like my experience of this kind of thing and pleasing the public is pretty low. But I do know that feedback is essential in the small amount of YouTube video making that I've been doing on games and everything. Without feedback, it's very difficult to know where to go. It's also difficult to know which creative ideas to run with. I suffer a lot of high-speed brain problems. I get a million ideas at once. Without some kind of sorting mechanism or filter applied by the judgment of other people normally, because that's the only balance I have of knowing whether the world is normal, I'm kind of lost without that. It completely stalls my brain. So yeah, like What do you guys want to see me doing? I'm digging this big hole. This is an appeal. I'm digging this big hole out. Do you want to see me go downwards? Do you want to see me go outwards? Do you want to see me build some decorative buildings and get all nicey about stuff? Do you want to see more of the hand processing gear? You know, whatever you like, throw it in. Likewise, don't feel limited to Out of Ore. If you want to see more of a different game that I cover, please suggest it. Don't ask me to buy any new games because I'm so broke it's unreal. I need to find some way of monetizing my channel. But at the same time, I hate advertising. Like, I understand why people do it. You've got to do a certain amount of self-promotion. So, but you know, the appeals for hit the subscribe button, Patreon, all of these things that come up at the end of like more professional videos than mine. I get why they're there and I understand why they're doing it. You've got to play every card in the deck, but I do find it kind of annoying. So my aim is to make it to 1,000 subscribers and monetize it via YouTube and take some of that advertising money back out. That's the total thing. If I were to make it rich and actually make it as a big YouTuber, probably applies more into those in the UK, but I'd probably get involved in politics and not the kind of politics we're seeing at the moment. I mean, I've got this little dream of standing as an independent Prime Minister, independent of the parties. I don't care about keeping the parties happy. I just want to keep the people happy. I am tired of seeing the people of my country paying the price and the money that the country does earn being squandered in certain areas that, whilst necessary and important to the survival of our country, it cannot come before the basics. You know, it's like someone took the structural building blocks models of a running society and turned it on its head at the moment. You know, it's absolutely insane. You've got people in this country who have worked hard, paid their taxes all their life. They've been injured by the vaccine, which was pretty much a trial drug, let's be honest. We have no idea what it's going to do to the population. So we all volunteered to take part in a drug trial if we took that, and now those same people are being reviled by the Prime Minister on Thursday or Friday as being the problem, which is pretty harsh. If you roll out a trial medicine and you've got no idea of the side effects to the entire population of your country, you may well see a spike in people claiming sickness benefit because they've been, destroyed by that. But hey, sorry, I'll get off that wagon now. Back to Out of Ore. So yeah, multiplayer Out of Ore. I'm kind of interested to start a discussion here about that. Because I got questions about how it's going to work, that the dev he's playing his cards close to his chest because it's a new release, and you can understand that from an industrial point of view. It's a way of preventing espionage. But how's it going to work? Are we going to be able to invite people on our Steam friends list? Is it going to be open server like Railroads Online kind of set up with a password for you to get into the game? I've seen talk about only the game's host being able to buy stuff, but I don't get how that's going to work to get stuff into other people's inventories so they can build. I think they're all going to need their own shop. It might be a matter of lockable settings so that only certain people who have permission can use, say, nuclear explosives or something. I don't know, because you don't want. I've been working in this map for a long time. You don't want someone to come in with a load of nukes and just blow the place apart. That would be griefing on an extreme level. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, and I'd like your thoughts on that one. Likewise, what kind of equipment do you want to see coming in Out of Ore? I know the dev has plans and there is more equipment coming, but it's all sort of variations on the same theme from what I've seen. If you know different, let me know. Because I personally think there is sort of a lack of, shall we say, larger terrain modifying equipment such as bucket-wheeled excavators and drag lines. Even if these are things that have to be constructed as part of the production equipment like the conveyors, I mean, I'd quite like to see a piece of mining equipment that fits onto a certain shaped conveyor so that you can run along a face and cut straight into a conveyor, sort of like a coal face cutter or long wall cutters. That'd be kind of cool. A better tunnelling machine would be kind of cool. A mobile conveyor that fits on the back of the tunnelling machine that can be loaded sort of anywhere along it. The use as a mobile conveyor to go along with that, to just move the material that little bit further away from where the tunnel is working, even if it's not designed for loading, would be kind of useful. But yeah, let me know what you think. What else is out there today to talk about in the gaming world? Well, there's that new thing running around called Helldivers. I've had a look at it. Definitely not my thing. And whenever anyone talks about it, my head just goes to a bad place with the word Helldiver, I'm afraid. Strictly for over 18s, I'm about to lose my PG rating, but helldiving sounds like something you have to do when you go home with the chick where you're taking one for the team, you know what I mean? But hey, there we go. What else is out there? I've already slated KSP2, slated Helldivers. Oh yeah, Starfield. They're going to be releasing more stuff too. And I'm a space guy. Like, I actually own a copy of Elite Dangerous, which is pretty rare, from what I've seen amongst my friends. Anyway, it's a very hardcore game. It's one that even I struggle to play as a space game. But Starfield really hasn't grabbed me. Like, I haven't even got it on my wish list. Let me know if any of you are playing that one and you really enjoy it and you think it's great, but it sounds to me a bit No Man's Sky-ish in the fact that, like, grab some limited ship designs, that kind of thing. So yeah, worked out why I'm a little bit ragey. I think I'm hungry. I do have something in the oven, so I will be sating that feeling when I finish up this video. So yeah, as you can see, I'm scraping it along here, and I'm taking out a lot of stone at the same time, which is kind of annoying, but at the same time it doesn't really matter. The one thing I would like is some kind of crusher that actually deals with straight stone. That'd be kind of useful. But it is useful as a sell item as well. So yeah, I don't know. I can see why the dev sometimes has some problems in which way he's going with this game, or he appears to anyway. It might just be like myself, he is frenetic with ideas. You guys probably see a lot more from the dev than I do in some ways, because you see the videos and stuff if you watch them. There was a few with Split in Two. But yeah, I haven't really watched those, don't really worry about it. Tend to spend a lot of time reading what the dev writes rather than watching, as it were, since a lot of the stuff that's relevant to testing is more in that. Definitely need a building or something around that machinery back there. I really should build that. But so that's coal, gravel, there's some pay dirt gone in there, there's probably loads of stuff dropping through. Yeah, I bought the codge, by the way. Just wanted to see what this looks like running at the moment on that little load that just went in. I was expecting a bit more of a rush of stuff than that, to be honest. Where is it all? There's some more. That's gravel and coal and stuff going out on the far right. There's a little bit of rich stuff from pay dirt coming through. Okay. That's not so bad. So we scraped up that little bit of gravel, and I actually emptied this container earlier on, and we've already got another 3,000 of gravel, another 1,000 solid rock, and a load of coal. So that's... the performance of the mine is definitely increased when you can get your hopper right up to your sort of work area. I really need to advance this hopper further into the hill in some ways. So take another scrape out here if it'll let me. Eventually you can't actually dig into the stonework, so at that point you've got to either take on the explosives or the excavator and break it up a bit. I prefer explosives when using this larger loader because they go deeper than any of the rippers can. I don't know about the rock breaker, I hadn't had a go with that. But it takes forever doing it that way, likewise with the rippers on the back of the bulldozers and a few other methods. Explosives are just the way forward. They always are. There is no problem that cannot be solved with the application of enough high explosives. I don't like going nuclear. It tends to leave fallout, and it's not really a problem solved, it's more a problem incinerated. And I'm not saying that on a world basis, I'm saying that on an out of ore basis, just so you're clear. Like fallout and other nasties aside, in out of ore, using nukes is tantamount to saying I want to dig out a load of dirt and gravel, because it seems to destroy everything else. So yeah. Now, if I wanted to strip down an area in a big hole fast, using nukes might be a method, but I don't think I'd put them at ground level. I'd put them on towers, so that I only got like maybe a tiny footprint out of each one, and slowly blow all the topsoil off an area. That might work. But yeah, as a rule, I don't tend to use the nukes in out of ore. I don't use a lot of the stuff in this game, to be fair. You folks out there may have noticed that other video makers have got sort of water textures around their bases and that kind of thing. I believe that's done with the blocks that you can sort of print a texture on. Can't remember what they are at the moment, frame blocks or something. They'll be in the shop, hang on. Maybe they're under concrete. No, buildings. I'm sure there was a certain type of block that you can build that allows you to paint textures and stuff on. I don't know. I'll see if I can remember that at some point. They might have taken it out of the game again. It to me seemed like a lot of overhead, but so I've been using the GPS a bit. As you can see, the GPS window in the middle of the vehicle, of the screen at the moment. You can see the blue line is the sort of height I've set the GPS at, and the white line is the actual position of the bucket. Likewise for the red line on the other side. One obviously being the left and right angle, the other one being the forward and backwards tilt angle. When it says GPS, realistically it's more like a GPS guided level. It's not necessarily what you call a GPS, so it does have location readouts and stuff now, which is kind of nice. But yeah, the reason it's not really like the GPS in your car is because it's designed for a one button system, and that is just set 0. Because when you work an area out like this, you set a 0 at the start and then you dig everything out to that height and it's a level area. And that's how the system works. There's more advanced ways of offsetting angles and that kind of thing, but pretty much you get the bucket where you want it, you set 0 and then everything's cut to that. So if I were to set 0 with the bucket up like that on an angle, every time I put the bucket to that 0 point, it's going to cut that angle, so you can use it for creating certain gradients, that kind of thing. It's more about how you use it than the capability of the system. Autosave, gotta love it. My recording timer freezes up, everything freezes up. I can't even adjust volume when it's autosaving. There we go. Just want to get that bit there, if I can. Yeah. Obviously, where this coal is, when you start having to blast out stone, it will wreck a lot of coal. So if let's say it was lithium, not coal, I would be going in there with the excavator and breaking it up that way, but currently it doesn't really matter to me. I'll just sell the stonework off when I sell the coal that's going through my machinery, and not a problem. By skimming it back at the top there, it would sort of protect it from some of the explosion, but I'm going to be honest, when it breaks up ground it goes a certain distance, and that's that. As I need fuel, we'll do a refueling skit. Why not? So, refueling. 1. Build a fuel tank, or be near one. So in my inventory, oh, I actually don't have a fuel tank, perhaps I've built it somewhere. I normally keep a fuel tank in my inventory, and it allows you just to refuel anytime you like by building it anywhere, which is kind of the method, but there it is, it's hidden away over here. So we'll drive back over to this bit of the mine. Ah yeah, I was thinking about vehicle servicing area. You go to the vehicle inventory here, click on equipment, and you'll see here refuel from fuel station. Click the little fuel icon and off you go. It'll start refilling. And refilling, and refilling, and refilling. Because this vehicle has a massive, massive storage ability. So whilst I'm here, I may as well tidy some of this up. Because you can manoeuvre around whilst you're filling fuel as well. Just take some topsoil off there, why not? That's enough fuel, I've had enough. There we go. And drop that off in there, why not? It's a nice thing about having a conveyor with multiple hoppers on it. The ability to join hoppers together is pretty good idea in my opinion. Rather like that. And it means you can have a continuous sort of conveyor line with access points that set along it, which is a bit more realistic because you can pretty much build a join on a conveyor that loads more material onto a conveyor, assuming that the conveyor below is big enough to handle the two conveyors coming together, of course. That not so much of a problem here, but right, anyway, I'm going to finish this up at about 30 minutes, so yeah, thank you all for joining me, everybody, and I will catch you soon after I've blown some more of this mine away. Hopefully have some feedback. So cheers for viewing, guys, and look after yourself. Have a good one. Bye for now.